Hi guys, it's been about 2 weeks since I last filmed a video, been like insanely busy and just not really had time to like sit down and film any content, but I do have an hour free now, and this week I put up a thing on, like a sticker on my Instagram story and got you guys to ask me some questions. For those of you that don't already follow me and don't know who I am, my name is Sophia Carey and I'm a London and Manchester based fashion photographer. You can check me out over on Instagram, which I will put just here. So this first question I have been asked so many times. I think I probably spoke about it in some previous videos, but for those of you that haven't seen them, what is my favourite lens? My favourite lens is the one on this camera right now. I was going to show you it, but I can't. It's a 35mm 1.4 Sigma. So 1.4, it's got a really wide aperture, can go right down to 1.4, which means you get like a lot of field of depth of field. There we go. And also it performs really well in low light. It's a really great sharp lens as well. I love it. It's kind of never off of my camera. The light is changing quite a lot because it's really like sunny day, and my room is at the front of the house, so all the light comes in, and yeah, it's proper hitting me. So yeah, if I go like really overexposed and then really dark, I'm sorry, that's just the sun. The sun in Salford. Favourite angle to shoot at? That's kind of a difficult one. I don't know if I have a favourite angle. What I will say is that I'm quite short, especially for a photographer. So when my models are a lot taller than me, it's kind of hard to get any higher than like eye level. I do like shooting from a lower angle. Maybe that's just because that's how I see the world, because I'm short. But yeah, I don't really have a favourite angle. I just think I shoot at whatever angle I need for the shot, kind of thing. I don't know if that answers your question at all. I'm really sorry. Who took your new profile pic? I love it. Thank you very much. That was taken by Hannah Kirkland, who I've spoken about on this channel before. Hannah Graphics, Hannah_graphics on Instagram. We did a headshot session the other day. She took some for me, I took some for... Oh, there's these people like collecting. We did a headshot session. That's really hard to say. And the other day I took some for her and she took some for me, very kindly. But yeah, it was a really rainy day and we didn't think it through in terms of the weather. Today would have been a much nicer day actually to have done them. Do you prefer shooting film or digital? I don't think I prefer either. Okay, so these are like ones where it's like favourite this, favourite that, do you prefer this and that? I'm obviously not very good at answering. Maybe I'm not very decisive, I don't know. But I don't really have a preference between film and digital. I like both of them for different things. Film, I wish I could shoot more of, but I'm not rich. I have actually just, I don't know if you can see, bought some new film, some Colour Plus even. And I'm actually looking at updating some of my other film gear, like my cameras and stuff like that, shortly. But yeah, if I was rich, then I would shoot more film, but I'm not. I'm not rich. Would you ever consider switching camera brands? So I'm a Canon user, I always have been. My film camera's Canon, both my digitals are Canon. Actually, that's a lie. When I first started out, I used an Olympus for a bit. An Olympus C2020 or something like that. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But yeah, primarily I am a Canon user. But yeah, I would 100% switch brands. I don't want to now, I don't have the need to. Maybe one day in the future, who knows, I might not be a Canon user anymore. But for now I'm sticking with Canon. Favourite place in London to shoot? Oh, this is so difficult. There's so many places in London that I love. South Bank, Camden. You can just kind of walk anywhere in London and I think find something. One of my favourite places I think is... You guys might know this, I've shot there quite a lot, I'll put some examples up here, but it's called, I'm gonna sneeze, it's called the Nomadic Community Gardens, and it's in Shoreditch, it's just off of Brick Lane, and it's really easy to find. There's like signs on Brick Lane towards it, but it's like a community garden. They do events and stuff there if you're interested in music, spoken word. I went recently and they were doing like a spray painting tutorial, but it's all like community volunteers that build this kind of outdoor space. There's a cafe, there's all sorts. Like, I definitely recommend if you're in London to go and check it out, especially if you're a photographer. Any tips for editing photos without Photoshop? I don't actually edit my photos in Photoshop. Occasionally I'll use it, but I don't really use it I use Lightroom, but I'm guessing what you're trying to ask is how to edit photos without this like Adobe software, in which case there's loads of free ways to do it, especially apps on your phone. One of my favourite apps, and I used it all the time when I started out, all the time, is Visco. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. It's like VSCO, you should probably know what it is. I did just do all of this, but then I didn't record it, so here we go again. This is me using Visco to edit a photo. So what I'm going to do now is, you should be able to see my screen, that's the one I just did, in the top left, but I'm just going to take another photo. Okay, so on your like first page, you've got all of these different filters, presets, just like if you were using presets and stuff in Lightroom, and there's or Instagram. Some people, you know, Instagram. So yeah, you could pick one to like as a base, or you can just completely edit it from scratch. Exactly the same way as using presets on any kind of like editing software. So let's take this one for example. Then I can crop it. I can change the exposure, I can do all that. I can change the saturation, bring these reds and yellows right up. I can do tones, like if you want to flatten your highlights, or bring up your shadows, you can do all that on here. Skin tones, there's not really any skin in this one, but for example. Then grain, oh that's loads, but you can put like a little bit on. Yeah, and that's like the before and after. But basically, yeah, I really recommend using Visco if you don't have access to tools such as Lightroom and Photoshop. Okay, the next question I've been asked a couple of times recently, and it's how do I manage going to uni and having like this photography career? I don't sleep is the answer. No, there's a lot of different things that you have to consider if you are thinking about having a career alongside doing a degree. It's a lot of work. Both things are a lot of work, and it can be really difficult and challenging to give both things 100%, which of course is, I'm guessing, what you want to do. For me, I think I have to be really careful that I don't burn out. Most weeks I'm either at uni 3 times a week, working 4 times a week, or depending on my timetable, at uni 4 times a week, working 3 times a week. And I wouldn't swap that, because I love my job and I love doing what I'm doing, and just because I'm at uni I wouldn't want to take a break from that. But I do have to kind of think about how it might not only affect my uni work, and that at the end of the day is why I'm at uni, is to get a degree, but also how it might affect my health. The hardest thing about balancing the two is it being sustainable to your health. You getting enough sleep, you eating properly, you just generally like having enough energy to do all this stuff that you've got to do. What I try to do, and I'm not always successful in it, is if I'm shooting that day, then that's what I'm doing, I'm shooting that day. And if I'm going to uni that day, then that's what I'm doing uni work. Sometimes it's not always, you can't always do that, you've got things that need to be done, you've got deadlines or for work or for uni that you kind of have to answer and meet. But trying to have like some sort of schedule and separating the two things in your mind is a useful thing to do. And then something that you should do that I don't do often enough is take a day off. So today I have had a day off because my shoot got postponed, which is kind of like not a great thing to happen, but at the same time I'm kind of thankful for like a chilled day. So for example, today I slept in till about 9:30, which is something I never do. And then I went to the gym because I think it's really important to kind of keep your mind clear, not focus on work, not focus on uni. And then I come home and I'm filming this video because I know I've got stuff to do, like filming videos, like writing contracts, like sending invoices that I need to sort out, because if I don't do it now, then the next couple of days are going to be really difficult for me in trying to manage everything. Another thing that I would really suggest you do is write lists. I use Todoist to kind of separate, like write down everything that I need to do and separate it into work, uni projects, all separate, and kind of like tick it off, set yourself deadlines, that sort of thing. But yeah, maybe don't take what I'm saying as gospel, because I don't know if I do it well. we'll find out when I finish uni and see what grade I get. Would you consider walking abroad? Would you ever consider walking abroad? Would you ever consider working abroad? Yes, I would. Yes, hire me, take me to other countries, please. I'm actually going to Portugal in about 3 weeks to work. That will be the first time that I've ever done that before. Not just in Portugal, like just abroad. And that's really exciting, yeah. I would love to get more work abroad, go to more places, travel. If my job can allow that, then that's amazing, because I love going to new countries. Whether or not I'd move abroad to work is something that I'd really have to consider. Would I have enough clientele to move there? Like, would it be financially viable? If the answer is yes, then yeah, probably leave. That is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching and for following me again, and just letting me infiltrate your laptop screens and your phone screens with my ramblings. I do have a lot of content planned coming up. I will be shooting film more often, and I'm thinking about doing a couple of videos on film. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know. As ever, if you did enjoy this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe, share it on Twitter, let me know what you thought, that kind of thing. And of course, follow me over on Instagram, where I do post daily, or at least I try to. And yeah, you can see more of my content there, and I share kind of a little bit about what I'm doing in a normal week over my story. And if I'm ever doing videos like this, that's where you can put in the questions. So if you have a question for me, head over to Instagram and ask me over there, and I'll either respond to you directly or I'll throw it into one of these videos.